Hey guys, happy Saturday, Hailey here, and today I'm going to be talking about whether or not I believe community college is worth it. And if you clicked on this, maybe you are considering community college, in which case I would like to say, just personally based off my experience, I think it's a great opportunity depending on what you do with it. And perhaps you're actually in community college, maybe you're second guessing yourself, or you're just wondering like where this is all gonna lead you. So stay tuned, I'm going to share my experience and my thoughts. So as a community college graduate and someone who has actually transferred from a community college to UCLA, obviously I am of the opinion that I think community college is worth it. But let me tell you a little bit about why I believe that. So number one, obviously one of the biggest things about community college that attracts a lot of people to community college is the cost. So you are getting the same education for a fraction of the cost of tuition that you would be paying at a four-year university. And basically community college, you're supposed to typically take about 2 years. A lot of people are spending more time, which I'll touch on in a minute. A lot of people are spending more like 3 years in community college, which is pretty normal now. I spent 3 years in community college. It wasn't something that I set out to do. It's just the way that it turned out, and it was completely fine. So even if you do opt to take longer in community college, you will be completing the same sequence of classes that you would at the four-year university level. Because in a four-year university, your first 2 years are usually dedicated to your general education. So these are just kind of like basic writing, English, math, science sort of classes. You've probably taken a lot of related classes in high school, but you kind of have to do these things over again just to make sure everyone is on the same level before they enter their upper division courses that you'll be taking as a junior and a senior. So if you do these classes at community college, you'll be doing the same thing. Oftentimes professors at community college are actually also professors at four-year universities in the area. So you'll be getting literally the same education for a fraction of the cost. The actual cost per unit or that you will spend in an academic year is going to vary depending on which school that you go to, but usually it's pretty cheap. I mean, I would say I probably spent about maybe like $600 or $700 a semester at community college. So that is really inexpensive compared to at UCLA, it's on the quarter system, but I spend about $5,000 a quarter at UCLA for my classes, and that it's not actually assessed per unit, it's just assessed for the quarter. So I'm gonna spend $5,000 whether I take one class or whether I take 5 classes. In community college, it's the cost of tuition is assessed based on the number of units that you're taking. So it will vary once again based on the classes that you're taking. Some are a little bit more unit heavy, such as like math and science classes, but let's not get too much into that. Basically, it's always cheaper to go to community college. The second thing that's really beneficial about going to community college is that the environment is a lot less stressful. There's not as much pressure to finish in a certain amount of time, and most of the time you're not going to be dealing with impacted classes or impacted majors. With this reduced pressure environment, you're not going to have this same sense of, oh my god, I need to figure out what I want to study, I need to get this degree, and I need to get out, that you would in a four-year university. So at a four-year university, a lot of times because of the cost of tuition, but also because of the fact that you have a limited amount of time, there's pressure from the actual school to finish in a certain amount of time, because once you exceed like a certain number of units, they're going to be like, what is this person doing? Are they actually studying? Are they, working towards their degree? Or are they kind of just floundering around? You don't have that at community college. You have the luxury of time at community college. And with that, you can kind of explore a little bit more than maybe you would at a four-year university. You can take classes in different fields and see which ones you like best. And in my experience, because I had the luxury of time and I didn't feel so pressured, I actually did find the thing that I wanted to study, and I didn't just kind of settle for something because I was good at it or because it was convenient or because a lot of people seem to do it. I was able to make up my mind and able to choose something that genuinely interests me. The moral of the story is, it's not where you go, it's what you do there. I've said this in countless other videos, but you could go to Harvard and you could flunk out, or you could go to community college and do exceptionally well and transfer into a prestigious four-year university such as UCLA, UC Berkeley, and even private universities as well. That is exactly what I did, and I went from a student who was rejected by every single university that I applied to out of high school to a transfer student who was accepted by every single university that I applied to as a community college student. So, I mean, the point isn't to brag about what schools I got into here, but it's just to show that community college is a great learning environment that works for a lot of people. It's kind of like a second chance for a lot of people who didn't do so hot in high school, or maybe they just had extenuating circumstances that prevented them from really giving their full effort in high school, now have this chance in community college to kind of reinvigorate their interest in academia and figure out what they really want to do with their life, and then they can get themselves into a better position where they can achieve their goals. Not to be too like inspirational or dramatic here, but it is true. I think without community college personally, I never, ever, ever would have even been able to dream of something like UCLA. Like, it would have been so out of the question. Like, there's no way that I would have gotten into UCLA out of high school. I think even with a strong GPA, I would have been rejected because it's just so competitive. The applicant pool is so much larger for high school students, so they really, really, really have to be selective with who they're admitting into the school. And a lot of really qualified applicants get rejected each year or even waitlisted, which it's not a hard yes, but it's not a hard no either. So it's like, it's a double-edged sword, I think. But because of community college, I have had so many opportunities that I'm very grateful for, and I don't regret my decision going to community college at all. I'm really happy with this opportunity. Was it always amazing? Absolutely not. There were a lot of things about community college that I didn't like. But at the end of the day, I think the pros outweighed the cons, and it's put me in a position to do exactly what I want to do in life. And for that, I'm extremely grateful. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please consider subscribing if you're new to my channel and you haven't already. I'm constantly posting new content every Saturday about transferring, community college, life at UCLA, and for my subscribers, I will see you next Saturday at 3 p.m. Bye!